Hey, my name is Brendan Holland, and I'm here today to talk to you about how you can change life and become an organ donor. Now, one way I like to put this is if you were to imagine being on a waiting list for something that you really, really need, something you really want, you really need, and the only thing standing in your way of that is a person who is in possession of this item, doesn't need it or want it anymore. You would hope that that person would have enough kindness to give it up. Well, this is how thousands of people on the waiting list feel every day. Their life is in someone else's hands. And I'm here to try and talk to you about registering yourself to be an organ donor. That way we can help out those people. I know everyone here, and obviously, have wanted something and you've had to wait for it. And throughout these few minutes I have to speak with you, I want you to put yourself in that same perspective, but multiply it by about 100, because in these instances, it's lives and livelihoods at stake. I myself have been an organ donor since I received my license at age 16. One thing through all my research and doing this I have learned is that to become an organ donor is very simple and easy. Now, by donating your organs, you can become a life giver to multiple lives. So let's make a difference. All right. There's a great need for organ donors in our nation. As of right now, 21 Americans die awaiting organ donations every single day. And that is from the American Transplant Foundation. From We Make It Easy to Become an Organ Donor, 123,000 people are on the waiting list for a donation at this moment. If we were to all register ourselves to become an organ donor, we could knock that number down by tons and also knock the death rate off the waiting list down as well. Only 40% of Americans are actually registered to be an organ donor, and 95% of Americans agree with organ transplants. That either means we're being lazy or don't think it's important enough to go out and register yourself to be an organ donor. Potentially up to 8 lives can be saved, and 50 others can be helped if you were to register yourself to be an organ donor. That's 8 lives that your death can help save, and 50 others that you can make a difference in for the better. Now, a lot of people don't know how the process works of organ donation. Well, after your family, or your family in the case of you already being dead, propose that they want your organs to be donated, then you are run through a social and medical background check. Now, after you've went through that, then they test your organs to see if there's any viable for transplant, and that's from the Katie Caples Foundation. If the organs are viable for transplantation, then they are dispersed nationally based on a medical formula created by people more qualified than us, obviously. These people consist of transplant doctors, public representatives, ethicists, and organ recovery agencies. UNOS, which is the United Network of Organ Sharing, holds the waiting list, which is 123,000 people strong. Once a match is found, your organs may go to that person. Now, if there's multiple matches, then it goes to the order from the sickest to the least sick. Now, except for in kidney transplantations. In those instances, it goes to the person who's been on the list longest. Now, in order to find out if there's a match or not, a donor's blood type, tissue type, body weight, and size are matched against everyone on the waiting list. The donation programs cover the cost of receiving the organs and putting them and transporting them to the people that are receiving the transplants. And another kind of myth is that if you are an organ donor, then the doctors will not try and save you as hard as they would try to save someone who was not an organ donor. That is a myth. A doctor will always try and save your life the best he can, or she can, to their ability. And I found these instructions from the Katie Caples Foundation as well. Now, becoming a donor is the easiest part of this whole process, easier than me explaining this to you. To become a donor, all you have to do is if you're going to get your license, you check a box and give a signature, and they'll put it on the back of your license. If you're going to renew it, you can do that as well. Do it through the DMV. Now, you can also do it an easier way. If you already have your license, you're not going to get it renewed anytime soon. You can get on the internet, type in organ donation registry, and you can find a website that directs you to your state's providence in order to register yourself for donating organs. It's really easy. Now, a good tip to do though, after you register yourself, make sure your family, maybe your friends, and maybe your physician know that you are going to be an organ donor. That way, people will know what you're trying to do, how you're trying to help lives, and when you die, it can be salvaged quicker because time is of the essence when they're trying to harvest organs. I found that from becoming an organ donor. Donating your organs after death is a kind of gift from the grave, I like to believe. Since you have already passed, you're helping another live on with the organs that you don't need anymore. Organ donations are needed severely, and to help out, and you can do this and help out thousands of other Americans a day. Just remember this, you are 6 times more likely to become a recipient than a donor. I found that from We Make It Easy to become a donor. So register and have others follow in your footsteps, and just remember, it could be you who's needing an organ.